This week on West of Knowhere, we talk about measles outbreaks in Texas, images of the World War II aircraft Enola Gay being taken down amid DEI removals across government, social medias, the Supreme Court removing restrictions on dumping sewage into water supplies, Andrew Tate being investigated as he arrives in Florida, national forests begin to be logged, Casey Anthony trying to rebrand herself, an HR manager creating 22 fake people to take their paychecks. And we also have a sad update on the death of Gene Hackman and his wife. And then in this week's Am I the Asshole? Should a pregnant woman give up her steak cravings for her indecisive husband? We'd like to thank Pantera Girl, Colton Zamersla, Lord Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnetz III, Kevin Garahan, Chantel and Mark Stadler, Colby Jordan, and Kylie Gangwish. And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Knowhere. I am Minister Levi.
Oh, we're still doing this. I'm Reverend Shane.
Here's the thing: is when I was editing the video for last week, I laughed so hard at that little thing that we did at the beginning. It was so funny. And I just, now I'm chasing that dragon, trying to keep up with it. Keep up with the Kardashians. So, yeah. Anyway, we're back, and we got a lot of fun stuff happening in the world, and so we also, with that trend, we have a lot of comments. So I'm just gonna kind of get into it because
Okay.
Because there's a few. Pantera girl. She asked me to roll the R's, so there you go. Pantera girl. Is back in action, and she says, okay, I've gotten about 10 seconds into the Am I the Asshole, and already I'm going to go with not the asshole. But we will keep listening and see. As someone who has been cheated on and does have some trust issues, I think she's crazy. I completely agree that the best friend will help with the body. Basically, instead of dealing with her issues, she's actually making him a victim of her issues. Yeah, bravo. Yeah, that is kind of the general consensus of the comments. We have another comment, which I don't think I've seen this commenter before, but it's Utica the Barbarian Queen.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing the first word right, but anyway. She says, these loyalty tests are obnoxious. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He should leave. Behaving like that is exactly the makings of a self-fulfilling prophecy. He may not have cheated, but she blew up her relationship with her jealousy. Yeah, it's not, also, it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. We call that manifesting now. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm hip with the lingo. So, yeah. Oh, so Lizard Tada commented on, I was trying to figure out what the picture of their their profile picture on YouTube was.
Yeah.
And they said, I changed my profile picture from Connie the Hormone Monstrous to the drunk love bug from Human Resources, the spin-off series of Big Mouth. She's a whole dumbass. I relate. Seems like YouTube glitched and was showing you both images at the same time. No, it was not. It's just the animation style is in my brain, and I just assumed it was the Hormone Monstrous. Upon further investigation, it's very clearly not her. I just got a quick look at it, and yeah. Also had a very insightful comment on We were talking about politicians who are super anti gay and are usually the ones that get caught soliciting male prostitutes. They, I don't know if it's she, but I'm assuming. They tagged this timestamp of that conversation and said, that politician you mentioned may or may not be straight, but a lot of the people who protest the most truly are overcompensating. I have a friend who grew up in Romania in the 80s and 90s and fled in 89, or in the 80s and fled in 89 during the fall of the Iron Curtain. She writes books about it, and one character is the Hunter of the Steppe. He hunts and tortures gay people, but he is gay. It's honestly really intense and really sad. Obviously, there's a lot more going on than just a closeted gay man. It's a great book. Dear Comrade Novak by Sylvia Hildebrandt.
Okay.
To be fair, it's historical fiction, but it's all based in reality. Sick recommendation. We love a good book recommendation. Doesn't happen enough here, but added it to my list. And also, if you've got a writer as a friend, that's awesome. That's a humble brag too. Like they just slipped that in there, like we weren't gonna be impressed. Like, yeah, I got a friend who wrote this book, but anyway, it's not a big deal.
Do it all the time to you. Like, I have a buddy. He's a really good artist. You know,
Yeah.
he sells his art. I do it all the time.
Yeah. I wish I could do that about myself, but it's fine. Anyway. Oh. Yes. There's one last comment from Pantera Girl. She says, yes, leaders of huge drug cartels can pay to become citizens here, but not someone who is willing to fight for our country. The fuck? And I'm glad you made this point because I don't really have anything to say about it specifically, but I was having a conversation with somebody in this last week, and we were talking about, you know, part of the reason that the United States is imposing a bunch of tariffs on Canada specifically is because we want Canada to help with illegal immigration and fentanyl crossing into the country.
Yeah.
Also recently, Commander-in-Chief may or may not have said that Canada should be the 51st state. And this person I was talking to said, wouldn't that just mean all the fentanyl is just now in the United States and they don't have to try to sneak it in? And I said, holy shit. Oh, man, I don't think they thought this one through. Yeah, so it turns out they may or may not be thinking logically. Anyway, in unrelated news, there's a measles outbreak in Texas, and a lot of people are turning on RFK Jr. They're mad at him. Oh, you're supposed to be this anti-vax guy. Now you're saying my kids need the measles vaccine? What do you hate America? Why are you doing this? So, pretty cool. You know, measles is something completely preventable. It's 100% preventable if you just get the vaccine, and it's not going to give you autism because that shit's made up. I don't know how else to tell you, but everything you believe is a lie. Sorry to burst your bubble. Did you know that the guy who put that study out that vaccines cause autism, do you know anything about that?
No, I mean, I heard people talk about that. Not necessarily the study, just in general, that's what it does.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's what it does. I mean,
Yeah.
Look at every single person who's ever gotten a vaccine.
I'm just saying, I know a lot of people in the military who've gotten a lot of vaccines.
That's
and
true.
Some of them
They
are
line you up.
questionable.
So the guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but if you're listening, this is a Cliff's Notes version. You can look it up on your own. But essentially, this guy was like, hey, man, these vaccines cause autism. Here's my study. Okay. And everybody's like, no, there's no way. Turns out this guy was actually trying to promote his own version of the vaccine.
Oh.
So, yeah, turns out he's just a piece of shit all the way around. And ironically, the people that believe that vaccines cause autism, continue to fall for pieces of shit's lies all over the place. It's so weird how they do that. It's nobody could probably draw a link between any of that, but you know, another stop down this train of slightly connected thoughts. DEI is over. All right. Diversity, whatever it stands for. But we're done. We're done being diverse, okay? Trump signed a thing. We're not doing diverse stuff anymore. Cool. Diverse, equity, and inclusion.
There we go. I was like, I can't remember what the E stands for
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, so in this sweep, there is a lot of memorandums and orders going around through different government facilities, right?
Yeah.
There's like pictures in lobbies that are being taken down and this and that, and they're like, hey, we're not shoehorning this anymore. And one of the things that they did was they sent out some things to the I don't know, the social media, not social media, but like the image people for different military organizations.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, we're not talking about gay stuff anymore. We're not, this is the big thing. The gay part is the gay, like the LGBT stuff is like the biggest part about the DEI stuff. I don't think as much as people want to attach this to it, I don't think that they care as much about getting rid of like, African American heritage and these things and like the Navajo code talkers, like those kinds of things I feel like are probably good. The Golden 13 at Great Lakes, probably fine. But gay stuff, definitely out. And in this sweep of things, guess what got caught? Guess what has triggered this search and has been removed from things temporarily until they figure out how big of a fuck up they made?
Oh no, what?
The U.S. Air Force B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, that dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, has gay in the name, and so has been removed from things because there's like an automatic system that's like pulling these things just on keywords.
Oh my god.
This like big moment. They're so stupid. It's like, I get it. You're trying to make this, you're trying to streamline this, and we're not, okay, we're a military organization. We don't need to worry about these things. But then, like, this is one of the most important planes ever because obviously, atrocities aside, that plane helped prevent so much like crazy damage elsewhere. Because, like, think about it, if the atomic bomb was never used, the Cold War would not have been cold. It would have been very aggressive because the whole mutually assured destruction bit prevented anybody from getting crazy. So, like, and also the argument, there's going to be a full-fledged invasion of Japan had we not dropped those. And how much more bloody would that have been than those? Like,
Look,
obviously not great either way, but like, think about it logistically, could have been way worse. And especially with the Cold War twist, like, that could have been crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, dude, this fucking plane's gay. We got to take it down. That's just his name, I swear. Yeah, anyway, so.
Well, they made that whole show, what if we didn't drop the bomb on Japan and then the country was split between Japan and Germany?
Hey, Have not watched that. Was that on like the History Channel or something?
No, it's on. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Man in the High Castle.
Oh, I have heard about it. I've never actually watched it though.
I'm not sure exactly on if we don't drop the bomb or not in that version of history, but
Yeah.
we lose the war. Japan
Okay.
takes over half of the United States, and Germany takes the other half of the United States.
Is it split down the middle for East and West, or how do they split it?
Yeah, they kind of split through the Midwest. Like there's like this
Okay.
weird like DMR or DMZs like in between the two. Like, but yeah.
Weird. I'll actually have to watch that. I think it sounds like it's right up my alley. But yeah, anyway. So that's cool. Glad with the, this government efficiency thing that we got going on, that we are allocating manpower and resources and just energy to something that dumb. In general, it's dumb. Like, but on top of everything else, like you're making yourself look foolish. So that's pretty cool. Also, Canada's newest prime minister not super pumped about the tariffs. And I watched a speech of his, and he says he's gonna keep his tariffs on even if we drop ours, and he's gonna keep them until America respects them. And I was like, oh.
So that's gonna be forever then, huh?
Yep. So good news. We got plans to shift some of the imports we get from Canada, if you will. And one of the biggest things we get from them, aside from maple syrup and gas, and those minor things like maple syrup and oil and gasoline, trees. We get a lot of lumber from Canada. I don't know if you know this, but half of Canada is uninhabited, and not really, but there's a lot of forest area up north specifically. And pretty much the only people that live there are like the kid from the books Hatchet, Brian, just him hanging out. And so we're like, we don't need your lumber. So now there's 280 million acres that have, been ruled out from being cut because of their endangered species and things. So yeah, we're gonna start cutting into that. And I gotta tell you, I bet Teddy Roosevelt is just doing somersaults in his grave right now. The National Park Service is like, nobody's in it anymore. He's like, they're cutting the trees down. The Supreme Court just made it easier for people to dump waste into water.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. They made it easier. They didn't completely switch it, but they overturned the 1972 Clean Water Act because obviously, what do you need that for? So pretty sick.
There has to be something else in that act that they were really going after, but also just ruined water in the process.
Maybe, I don't know. So this is what they said. The court ruled on Tuesday that the EPA cannot employ generic water-based or water body focused pollution discharge limits to Clean Water Act permit holders and must provide specific limitations to pollution permittees. What that means is it kind of sounds like they want it to be very focused. I might be old school. I think clean water should be vague. Maybe keep the water clean. I don't like, what do we need to be? It's going to be this many. What is when you're testing hydraulic fluid? What is it that you're looking for? The measurement? Can't remember anymore.
I cannot remember, man.
Yeah, it's that.
Oh, particulates.
Well, yeah, but like there's like it's like micro something. I don't know. Anyway, Yeah. So they also continued to say they block that it blocks the EPA from issuing permits that make the permittee responsible for surface water quality or end result permits. The agency has adequate tools to obtain needed information from permittees without resorting to end result requirements. I don't really
Those
know.
should be the important ones.
Yeah, I feel like, hey, if you fuck up this water, you probably should be the one to pay for it.
Yeah.
Dude, I bet BP is just so mad right now. Like, God damn it, why couldn't that oil spill happen like man, I don't even want to look it up. It's probably been 20 years by now, but I don't want to look it up.
Oh
No.
yeah, that huge oil spill. It has to be like 10, not like
10?
20, but yeah.
BP. All right, let's see. Oil
like that-
spill.
Yeah, I feel like it happened whenever I was in A school.
2010. 15 years. We were both wrong but slightly correct.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We split the difference. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't want to make this episode about all of the things that the government's doing wrong. Let's talk about some stuff they're doing right. The border control. We are strengthening the border. There's less fentanyl coming in through Canada. Matter of fact, there's more eggs being seized crossing into America from Canada than fentanyl.
Eggs?
Eggs, because, they're a hot item right now. So,
It is getting a little insane, man, because I can remember 6 years ago, like before COVID, like you could get a box of 60 eggs from Walmart for like $4 or $5, I think.
that's crazy. That seems way too low. I always remember like maybe $5 getting you like the 18 large, right? Like that's a pretty median price that I've always remembered every time I've ever bought them, and now they're like $15.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we're making strides. We're doing things. We're stopping eggs from getting into the country illegally, and also, not for nothing, but the state of Florida is trying to redeem themselves as the nation's embarrassment. I don't know how up to date you are on the Andrew Tate saga, but they were released from Romania.
Okay.
And then like they like made bail. They still have trial to go through, but they came to the United States because why wouldn't they? I mean, Andrew Tate probably loves Donald Trump. I can only imagine they got a lot in common. What they were on trial for, or supposed to be on trial for, charges for rape, sex with a minor, people trafficking, money laundering. Normal stuff. So they're trying to make haven, and Ron DeSantis, old Rhonda, governor of Florida, said that they aren't welcome in Florida, and they came to Florida anyway. So now he and his team have began a investigation into him and his brother Tristan. So that's kind of hilarious to me. Like, just, can you imagine getting out of jail in Romania, first of all, and then leaving? Like, all right, we're going to go to the United States. My boy Donnie, he's the president. We can get in. I know a guy, they show up and they're like, Florida's supposed to be like the freest state ever. Let's go there. Yeah. And then they get there, and old Rhonda, Ron DeSantis, he's like, no. Yeah, I hate everything about you. Book them.
So, what's crazy is like, stores can like refuse you service, like for no reason, right? They can just be like, nope, get out.
Yeah.
How come it's not like that in states? You can't just be like, get out of my state.
Oh, like a state banning somebody? I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah, so why did he just do that instead of like causing some investigation? Just be like, get out of Florida.
Well, they probably need to do the investigation to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like, yes, in a business you can go, hey, I don't like you, get out of here, and you have that right. But also, if they're just in your state not doing anything, you can't. It's hard for the government to kick somebody out because they gotta usually do something illegal. But yeah. In other Florida related news, did you know that Casey Anthony is trying to make a comeback?
Like in OnlyFans or?
Oh, I wish. No. No, side note from that though. One of my friends shared a post and it was like, I think despite all of our differences, we can all come together as a country and agree, fuck Casey Anthony. I was like, all right, but I gotta go first. She's like, no, not like that. I was like, I know, but anyway. Yeah, and here's the thing. She's making the smart moves because she has, since her case, since her trial, since she was acquitted for murdering her child, she was working for the lawyer who defended her, like working in his law office as like a fucking what do they call that? I don't know, like a legal aid,
like an assistant, like a paralegal.
Yeah, paralegal. That's the word.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's been working with that, and she now is like, "Hey, I am fighting for women and LGBTQ plus in the law, girl power, right?" And
okay.
Everybody's like, "Get fucked, lady." I mean, I'm sure that there's tons of people who are like, "Yeah, no, she totally got a bad rap and blah 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 blah," but those people are unhinged and would be the ones lining up at like Richard Ramirez's trial, making him hearts and stuff.
Yeah, he's not that bad of a guy.
He's very handsome. He couldn't have done it. No, sometimes attractive people murder people. Casey Anthony, Jodi Arias. Those are the two ladies that I can think of. I'm sure there's more. But anyway, so she's trying to rebrand herself. They had this docu-series come out on, I believe it was on Peacock, and it was like in her own words. And I got one episode through it before I was like, I can't give this any more attention because she's just so full of shit. It blows my fucking mind. Like, I cannot stand that somebody invested money into that fucking footage like that. We're gonna make a TV show explaining how she's the victim in all of this. Bitch, you fucking Googled how to get rid of your fucking dead child. Like, I don't get it. But anyway,
that's crazy.
Anyway, if you're listening, hit me up, girl. What's up?
That's like a dead giveaway, dude. That'd be like you
giveaway.
Googling on a way not as extreme, but like you Googling how do I cheat and get away with it?
Yeah.
And then cheating and then getting caught and then somehow they go through and you're like, well, look, you looked up how to do it. So
yeah. And I can't remember what exactly led to it, but for some reason they couldn't admit her internet searches into evidence.
That's crazy.
And I want to say it was because it was such a newer thing. Like, obviously, that happened in 2008, so it's not like the internet was new. But I don't think it had been used in that way. Like, oh well, how are we supposed to prove that she typed that in there? That kind of thing. Like, it was a very murky thing. And it's like, well, I don't know. It's not like the dead kid looked it up. Like, what game are we playing?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so
that's the OJ right there, dude. The glove didn't fit.
Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to fit it into my hand. Like, I don't understand. Actually, I retract that. I do understand because I've interacted with the general public in microdose. I microdose the general public, and I will say that there's a lot of dumb people out there. So it actually doesn't surprise me that there are some supporters of her, because I don't know. As a critical thinking individual, I can't imagine. I can't imagine looking at all of this. And that's the problem, is they don't look at any of it. They just go, yeah, well, I watched her video and she said she didn't do it and that her dad molested her. None of that's true. But, you know, it could be true. And even if it was, does that mean you get to kill a child? I don't get it. Like, that, where does that come in? Yeah. Anyway. I have one last story. I'm very excited about this one because it's sick as hell, dude. An HR manager at a company that sells stuff. I don't know what they do, but this HR manager created 22 fake employees, and those employees had perfect attendance, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously.
They can't miss work if they're not fucking real. And this HR manager funneled these people's paychecks into a offshore or some kind of account. I want to say offshore because it sounds more fun. But
right.
Yeah. This was in Shanghai. I don't know what their employment system is, but pretty crazy, right? This guy was has worked at this company. Well, I don't think he works there anymore, but he's worked there starting in 2014, and then he realized that he was at his position directly responsible for hiring and payroll approvals.
Wow.
And nobody else's. Nobody would, like, no oversight, nothing. No, like, oh, yeah, well, we have 5 people that all look at that just to make sure everybody's, like, doing it right.
Yeah.
None of it. So, I mean, why wouldn't you? He started, just started making people up, and that's awesome. I gotta tell you, that's cool. That's sick as hell, dude.
22, though, is wild.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him getting away with it. Well, I guess if nobody was watching him, 22 doesn't seem that crazy, but like even if someone was watching you, you could probably get away with 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just like whatever. But
well, yeah. And here's the other part of it. As I previously stated, the general public, for intents and purposes, are dumb. So, you know, if somebody asked about an employee and you go, oh yeah, fucking Jim Bob, whatever. Oh, yeah, okay, I do know who you're talking about. They just agree because they want the conversation to progress. People do that shit all the time. And that's kind of what happened. And it lasted from 2014 until 2022 when people started, like, checking out. They're like, this guy's got impeccable attendance, but nobody knows who the fuck he is. Nobody's ever seen him. Nobody's ever heard his name. And all of the... Weirdly enough, when you are the only person who approves new hires and payroll, and a guy that doesn't exist pops up, gotta tell you, there's only one spot for them to look, and that's at your front door. And they caught him. And yeah.
good for him.
Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing in this is that he returned $315,000 with the help of his family. But
oh, geez.
If you remember, he had gotten around $2.2 million. So he's like, hey, guys, can somebody help me pay part of this back? And it's $315,000. Like, you're not even close, bud. There's so much more you got to get back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sentenced 10 years, 2 months, and yeah, fined. Pretty crazy though.
That's wild.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy and super. It's just kind of one of those stories that's got a little bit of everything. It's got some sneakiness. It's got companies losing a bunch of money. It's got fake people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in an update from last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was
Last week, yeah.
Gene Hackman. So a couple of days ago, I read an article that was like, oh, the wife didn't actually die, even though she was found surrounded by pills. They're saying now that she died from the hantavirus. And I guess it was unreleased before recently that Gene Hackman had pretty bad Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And he had heart disease pretty bad, and so she
he
was
like
the one.
fucking 96 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was the one who was making sure he took his medicine every day.
Yeah.
So when she died from the hantavirus, they're saying that Gene Hackman probably had no clue that she was even dead before the heart disease killed him after not taking his medication for several days.
That's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
He's just wandering around his house, not knowing where the fuck he is, and like walking over this dead body probably that like not even recognizing it. And then the dog probably just died because it wasn't being fed, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's so sad. Arguably less sad than well, it's more sad because what I was thinking was kind of like a happy ending kind of asterisk, because that like he died and then she's like, fuck it, I'm out,
See, I was hoping that Gene Hackman was actually a spy, and the spies broke in and staged everything and killed the dog just because,
Yeah.
Way more exciting.
The dog was a witness.
way more exciting than his wife dying and then him not knowing and then just slowly dying himself.
The saddest part is that on top of that, there's probably people right now, like super conspiracy people, that are like, yeah,
too
the
convenient.
deep state got to him, man. The fucking 90-some-year-old dude. Yeah, they got him. Fuck, we were hoping he was gonna make it, but nope. Yeah. So anyway, common people, the general public, kind of dumb, as reiterated several times. Very sad though. Ugh, I can't imagine like what. So what is that virus that she had?
So I had it pulled up. Yeah, I'll have to let me just Google it real quick because it doesn't say what the hantavirus is.
Hantavirus.
The orthohantavirus is a
You got ghosts.
genus of viruses that includes all hantaviruses, including diseases in humans. Oh, so it's like it's not really sure.
It's a kidney disease.
Yeah, fever, chills, fatigue, muscle ache, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Gene Hackman's wife Betsy died of hantavirus, but what is it? Okay. Yeah.
I like that. There we go.
Yeah, take me to your leader. All right. So what is hantavirus? Well, it's a family of viruses, can be deadly. Yeah, we obviously know that. Spread mainly by rodents to people, but not from one person to another. Oh, interesting. Humans can contract the virus from a mouse or rat, urine droppings and saliva. In rare cases, it can spread through a bite or scratch. Interesting. Okay.
So they had a rodent problem at the house.
Hantavirus in the United States is usually spread by the deer mouse.
Okay.
I know it's not a mouse with antlers, but that's still what I pictured. In the Western Hemisphere, hantavirus can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, which affects the lungs. And yeah. Okay, so I wonder if maybe like just some mice got into their house and she was cleaning it up or something and got it from that.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Now, hold on. I got to Google what a deer mouse is. Yes. Ah, it's adorable. Look at this guy. He's a little guy. Okay, look at this though. Look at that picture. That's
What the
scary as
fuck
fuck,
is
dude.
that? That's like
it's a deer mouse. A mouse deer.
stuff of nightmares right there, bro.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that.
Deer mouse lost to science for 30 years.
Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking terrifying looking.
I don't think this is what they actually look like. This is some people
No,
being
somebody's
tricky.
making shit. Yeah.
There's no way that's what they look like.
Leave it to the internet.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
if you made it this far, we appreciate you. Stop what you're doing. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do it.
Stop it.
You can leave us comments wherever you're listening right now. Well, not. You can do like reviews at Spotify, which I think like is mostly where you guys listen to us at.
Yeah.
But if you need help finding those links, it's linktree/walkpod. That's linktree/WOKPOD.
Yeah. And if you're sitting there going, I just don't know what to comment, feel free to just comment on how great my hair looks.
Or my lack of hair. It's one of the two. It's going. I'm gonna be bald in a couple years, dude. It's gonna be real upsetting. Our friendship is gonna take a turn for the worse, probably.
Yeah, you're gonna get real outlashing on it.
I'm gonna send you a lion's beanie that's just been like coated with the inside of it's been coated in Nair.
Oh my god, that's diabolical. First of all, Jesus.
All right. Am I the asshole for feeding my family a fish dinner while I eat steak and potatoes?
Man, I don't know who this person is, but they sound like fun. Let's get into it.
So apparently we don't get many characters, so I'll try my best to make this short and simple and straight to the point. All right. I'm 3 months pregnant, and almost every day I've been craving steak and sour cream baked potatoes.
Okay.
I've never really cared for steak. I'm more of a chicken fingers and fries girly. But I'm guessing the baby must have loved steak in its past life. I don't like this chicken anymore.
I think that's hilarious.
Because that's literally all I crave when I don't even care for it. Today I made my family baked pizza spaghetti with fried catfish. What the and a lunch eat salad with chopped deli meat. Oh,
Okay.
she didn't put meat. Okay, all right. I was
Back
confused.
up. What kind? Wait. There's
Yeah,
a pizza spaghetti. What?
Today I made my family baked pizza spaghetti with fried catfish
What
and
the
a lunch
fuck
and a
is
lunch
that?
meat salad. I don't know.
Who are
people
these
sound-
fucking maniacs? You're not the asshole. Whoever wants to eat that is crazy. Pizza spaghetti?
I'm really interested, actually.
With
I need to know
catfish?
what that is.
Yeah, hold on. While you're talking, I'll look it up.
None of this stuff like goes together. All right. Oh, and dinner rolls. I of course am making the same dish I've been eating for almost every day for the last few months. I pretty much make 2 separate meals each night for my cravings. Last night, after I served the kids and was getting ready to make my fiance's plate, he expressed he wanted steak and potatoes like me. Mind you, he was aware that the menu because I have made meals planned. I planned the meals the night before. I told him I only had the 1 steak for me. He said, well, we can share. I politely told him that I will need to eat all of my food since I am feeding for 2. Oh, shut up. And this is all I have for the night, knowing I'm most likely to still be hungry. Whilst you guys make a meal, you can come back for seconds. I am now, in his words, a selfish woman using pregnancy as an excuse to be selfish.
I don't get it. Okay, go again.
The story is a little confusing. She's all over the place.
Yeah. Pregnancy brain.
Essentially, she made that meal up top.
Yep.
And then her husband was like, I also would like some steak and potatoes. And she was like, well, I only have 1 steak. He said we can share it. And she was like, well, I'm eating for 2, which I fucking hate that phrase.
Yeah. Sounds like you just hate women, and we don't stand
okay.
by that at West of
Okay.
Knowhere.
You shut your fucking
It's
mouth.
Women's History Month, so
Okay. All right. And because she wouldn't share, he said that she was selfish, who used pregnancy as an excuse to be selfish.
I mean, I gotta tell you, I wouldn't share one steak with somebody else. Get fucked, dude. That's not enough.
I mean, that is fair. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if it was me that wanted the steak to share, like wanted her to share the steak with me. I'd be like, that's pointless. I'm gonna want more steak, and we don't have more. So fuck it. I'm just gonna eat this goddamn abomination pizza spaghetti with catfish. And yeah. I don't think she's being that selfish. Or is there more? Sorry.
Yeah, so essentially she said, what's the difference today as every other day? Because I've been doing this for the last couple months. And he said it's the principle, and just walked off. And now they've barely spoken except for good morning and goodbyes. Am I the asshole? I don't think she's the asshole.
No, sounds like they're fucking petty as hell.
They sound like they're in their early 20s.
Yeah. Like, I get it. You hate these phrases that pregnant women use, but here's my thing is it sounds like they have never been around any pregnant people before. Like, and honestly, it does sound like, did she say how old they were?
She did not.
Because it
never
sounds
says
like
anything.
she's probably young too.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, it's always the younger moms who are like doing that shit, throwing those phrases out there, being like, "Oh, sorry, eating for two," and like, I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe some of the mothers in the crowd can respond.
Oh, I'm about to get flamed for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it, but I don't think that she was being an asshole. Like I said, one steak, not enough for two people. I don't care who you are. I had steak for dinner tonight, and guess what? If that thing would have been cut in half, I would have went home. But there was 8 of them, so I was gonna eat a whole one by myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, could she have went about it a different way? Probably. Like, hey man, sorry, this is the only steak we have, and I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I'm
all
more
you
inclined
had to
side
say.
with her anyway, because she says that she plans meals the night before.
Oh yeah, so he could have said it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy, man. Yeah, ditch the zero, get with the hero. Know what I'm saying? Shit, you're all make us all steak.
Judging by the way she wrote this, I don't think you would get along with her.
Yeah, that's true. Here's what came up when I typed in spaghetti pizza or pizza spaghetti. It kind of just seems like a casserole, but then
Yeah.
you put pepperonis on it. So it's a baked spaghetti with pepperonis, essentially.
And cheese, over the top.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It seems
gotta have
like a
cheese.
lot. Like very carb heavy.
Yeah, this is gonna clog your arteries pretty quick. I wouldn't want you eating this if you're pregnant because you will die. But that does
and then
look
she
good
didn't
right
just
there,
make
though.
that. She also made fried catfish. So
Yeah, dude.
I would venture to say these people aren't making the best food decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I see this doesn't look too bad though.
I'm not saying I wouldn't eat it. I'm just saying I don't think I would also want fried catfish and dinner rolls and a salad.
Yeah. Yeah, this can be its own thing. That's got enough of the food pyramid to be good for a couple dinners.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. But yeah, not the asshole. What's do we have any outstanding comments?
Number one comment. Yeah, so everyone said not the asshole. Number one comment, not the asshole. He's a jerk of a man that can't help his pregnant wife make dinner, or at least tell you the night before that he would like to make the steak and potatoes as well. So the selfish person here is him, because you're doing all the work plus raising the kids, and he's bitching that he can't have steak and potatoes. He can get up off his ass and make it himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking goddamn. Okay.
Future Nebula is fucking on one. Pretty mad about it.
Yeah, but I mean, all of those are true points. Now, I didn't catch it. Did she say she made all of the food?
Yeah, yeah. I'm 3 months pregnant. Blah blah. Yeah, today I made my family baked pizza spaghetti with fried catfish.
He can get all the way fucked then. Yeah, there's no way. Oh, sorry, honey. I just wanted you to make another fucking steak for me. No, bitch, get out of here. Go to fucking Roost Chris or something. I don't know. I couldn't think of any other steak places. That's the only one I could think of. The super expensive one. But yeah, not the asshole. Please, women of the audience, share your thoughts. I would. Our comment section was only women this week. I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess. So please come back and tell us how fucked up that one was, because we're ready. Also, recognize that Shane's a piece of shit and hates women. So
no.
Anyway, I proudly told all of my female friends the other day, happy women's International Women's Day. So did he do that? Probably not.
I did it just a day in the future, okay? So no one.
Oh shit!
Everyone was like,
"Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He's from the future." Way to go!
Everyone was like, "That's tomorrow," and I was like, "Oh, my bad."
Sorry, I was planning ahead.
All right, we'd like to thank our friends, the Macabre Emporium, the Real Creature Feature, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, the Dark Windows Podcast, and of course, the Remedial Scholar.
All right. That's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.